Hey, everyone! Welcome back! If you love traveling, you know planning the perfect trip can be exciting but also frustrating. Let's be honest, navigating through those Notion travel planner templates can be a bit of a headache, right? You've got itineraries, accommodation details, budgets, and travel journals all scattered across different pages. You end up repeating the same information and can never see everything at a glance. Plus, let's face it, many of these templates aren't exactly user-friendly, especially on mobile. That's why I decided to create my own travel planner template. It's designed to give you a super user-friendly on all devices. It allows you to toggle certain features, which helps keep the page clean and organized. In addition, this template gives you an integrated view, so you can see all your trip details in one place. No more flipping between pages, everything you need is right at your fingertips. This way, you can easily access the information you need without cluttering the view. It's especially convenient for mobile users, making it simple to navigate and plan on the go. So, if you're tired of the chaos and ready to streamline your travel planning, stick around. I can't wait to share how I plan my trip with you. I'm planning my next big adventure to Sempurna in Sabah, Malaysia. If you haven't heard of it, it's this dreamy paradise with crystal clear waters, stunning islands, and epic marine life. It's literally perfect for diving and snorkeling. Honestly, I've been so pumped for this trip. But I've also got a ton to plan: flights, accommodations, activities, budgeting, the works. And that's exactly where my travel planner helping me stay on top of everything and make sure I don't miss a beat while getting ready for the trip of a lifetime. Let me introduce the travel planner's dashboard. You can find the quick buttons to plan your trip, add notice and notes. The database will be located at navigation bar. You can use the notice to set departure alert, return alert, plan all your bookings with checkbox and write down your notes or tasks for coming trip. If you have too much tasks, you can write it down on the to-do list section. This function can be toggled so it look more clean, especially on mobile view. Next up, the widget section. You can totally customize this section based on what's helpful for you. Alright, let's dive into the trips section. First up, you'll see your upcoming trips, like the one you're about to take soon, all laid out right here for easy access. Swipe over to the next tab, and you've got your past trips where you can look back on all the places you've already explored. And then, there's the final tab, the bucket list. This is where you can dream big and keep track of all the places you're planning to visit in the future. Now, let's go ahead and add my next trip to the planner. I like to keep things organized by naming my trips with the city first, followed by the country. So for this one, it'll be titled Sempurna, Sabah, Malaysia. Once the title is set, the next thing I love to do is upload a beautiful cover photo for the page. Next, it's time to fill in the travel dates. For this trip, I'm heading to Sempurna on the 14th of September. Don't forget to include the specific times too. It really helps to have everything in one place. My flight departs early, at 6 a.m., and I'll be back on the 16th of September at 8 p.m. Later we will add both the departure and return dates and times into the notice section on the dashboard. This is super handy for staying on top of things. After that, we'll set an alert reminder, so you'll get a heads up as your trip approaches and making sure your travel plans are integrated with the rest of your schedule. The trip itself will be 3 days and 2 nights, and I'll be traveling with my younger sister, Alice. Since I'm traveling with my sister Alice, I'll just share the template with her, so she can stay updated with all the trip details too. By default, the trip page is set as a coming trip. You can easily switch it to visited or plan to visit and add it to your bucket list. Here is the quick button to return back to dashboard, add attractions, plan your meals, transportation, accommodation, note and packing items too. Alright, now it's time to plan our itinerary. Let's jump to the 14th of September, the first day of the trip, and click on Add Transportation. A new page will be added to this all-in-one planner. Our flight will arrive at Taoyuan Airport before we reach Semporna and Islands, so let's make sure we add that detail. Now, for a bit of personalization, I like to choose a page icon that represents the trip. You can pick anything fun, like a plane, to keep things visually interesting. After that, let's upload a cover image to match the destination. A beautiful shot of Taoyuan Airport or Semporna would be perfect here to give the page some travel vibes. Now, let's go ahead and fill in the full flight details, starting with when we're departing and what time we'll arrive. Our flight will depart from Kuala Lumpur Airport at 6 a.m., and it'll take about 3 hours to arrive at Taoyuan Airport, so we should land around 9 a.m. Next, let's fill in the location, Semporna, Sabah, Malaysia. This is super helpful if you've got multiple trips or itineraries happening at the same time. By adding the location, you can easily filter out and focus on specific trips, making it quick to find everything related to your Semporna adventure. You can categorize this part by different selection. Continue with setting a budget for the flight. After the trip, you can come back and fill in the actual expenses to compare. You can add simple notes right here. If you need to add any extra details or notes, just drop them below the page. And that's it for the Flight to Taoyuan Airport itinerary. You'll now see the Flight to Taoyuan Airport added into the itinerary. If you're planning multiple trips at once, you can use the filter function to keep things organized. Just filter for the Semporna trip. With the flight details set, it's time to plan the rest of the itinerary. You can now add other transportation options, like boats, buses, or taxis, as well as attractions you're excited to visit, places to eat, and where you'll be staying. Just keep adding them to the itinerary, and everything will be neatly organized in one place. This makes it super easy to stay on top of all your plans. Now, let's head over to the Overview tab. If you've got multiple trips planned, don't forget to select the location to filter out just the Semporna trip. This is where you can see all your trip details of accommodations, attractions, restaurants, and transportation in one convenient spot. Whether it's your hotel's check-in details, must-try local spots to eat, or tickets for activities, everything can be added here so you've got all the info in one place. From here, you can plan and update all the details as needed, making it easy to adjust things along the way. Next up is the Budget and Expense tab, where you can map out your spending ahead of time. It keeps you in control of your finances, helps spot where you're overspending or saving, and makes future trips easier to budget for, all while reducing stress so you can enjoy your trip more. Whether it's flight tickets, taxis, boat rides, meals, activity tickets, or resort costs, you can plan how much you're going to spend on each. Once the trip is over, you'll be able to update the actual expenses in each category. The system will automatically total up both your planned budget and actual expenses, giving you a clear picture of how much you're spending overall. Plus, it will calculate the difference, showing you if you've stayed within budget or overspent. So, we've now gone through our all-in-one travel planner. The best part is it saves you from flipping between different pages, repeating the same details, and everything is organized in one place. Now that we've covered the main sections, let's not forget the option to add helpful notes. Whether it's emergency contacts, attraction recommendations, or anything specific for your trip. One thing I'm adding for my trip to Malaysia is a note to learn some basic Bahasa Melayu phrases. It's always helpful to know a bit of the local language, and you can keep that info handy right here in the planner. Continue with adding and selecting the location Sempurna, Sabah, Malaysia, so we can filter it easily in the future. If you've added notes for different destinations, you can quickly filter by location to see only the notes and details relevant to each trip. I'm also going to bookmark some helpful websites for learning Bahasa Melayu and add them to my notes here. This is a great way to keep all your language resources in one place, whether it's websites, online courses, or even YouTube channels. I've also added some quick notes on common greetings in Bahasa Melayu. Some basic conversation or just being polite, having a few key phrases at the ready can really help you connect with locals. All the notes, including language learning, will be added to the resource column. To make it even easier, we'll use the filter function to select Sempurna, Sabah, Malaysia, so only the notes relevant to this trip will show up. That's how the notes and resource section works, keeping all your important details in one organized place. To add an item, simply click on Item. There are preset packing checklists available, however, you can always customize and add more items as needed. For this trip, I'm bringing my camera, so I'll select electronics as the category and set the quantity to 1 unit. Here's the packing checklist, organized into different categories for easy navigation. You can toggle the categories to keep the view clean, especially when you're using a mobile device. If you want to add any specific notes about an item, like reminders for your smartphone settings or packing details, just click on the item itself. Once you've packed an item, simply click the checkbox to mark it off your list. If you find that you need more items or want to create new categories based on your personal preferences, you can always add or customize them as needed. We've covered all the essential functions before your trip, including recording ideas and notes, packing checklists, and our all-in-one planner with itineraries, bookings, budgets, and expenses. Once the trip is over, we'll continue by diving into the travel journal section, where you can document your adventures and memories. The travel journal is separated into different sections, allowing you to write based on each day of your trip. This makes it easy to capture your experiences chronologically. Whether it's sharing details about breathtaking views, exciting activities, or even the challenges I faced, this journal will be a wonderful keepsake of my adventure. You can also enhance your entries by adding photos, which really brings your memories to life. Plus, if you come across any quotes that resonate with your journey or inspire you, you can easily include those as well. It's all about making this journal a personal and meaningful reflection of your adventure. Here's the layout of the travel journal. Each day has a dedicated section where you can write about your experiences. If you want to add more details, you can easily duplicate the paragraph callout block, image block, as well as a quotes block for any inspiring quotes you want to include. That's all about how to add a trip. We've gone through the all-in-one travel planner, including resources, packing checklists, and the travel journal. Each feature is designed to make your planning seamless and enjoyable. Plus, you can always toggle these sections off once you're finished using them, keeping your planner neat and organized. With everything set up, you're ready to embark on your adventure with confidence. Now, let's return to the dashboard, where I'll share some other functions. One of these is the Notice feature. To add a notice, click on a notice and fill in the departure and return date and time for your trip. I'll write the notice title as Sempurna, Sabah, Malaysia. The departure date will be set to September 14th at 6 a.m., and this is a 3 days, 2 nights trip, so I will return at September 16th at 8 p.m. This let me have a quick glance at the trip's duration and key travel times. After filling in the departure and return dates and times, we can set an alert to receive a reminder ahead of time. Just set the alert for when you'd like to be notified, and ensuring you're well prepared as your travel dates approach. I'll set a reminder on the last day of my trip to ensure I don't miss my return flight. This is a great way to ensure you're well prepared and never miss an important detail. Stay on top of your plans and keeping everything on track for your journey. You can also select the status of your trip, such as coming trip or I just plan. Below there will be a list of tasks like packing, booking tickets, or confirming reservations. Simply check the box next to each task once it's completed. You can also add some short notes to the notice, like double-check passport or pick up snacks before the flight. Before the trip, I'll add a couple of important tasks to my notice. First, I need to stop the mail delivery to avoid any pileup while I'm away. Second, I'll make sure to inform my parents about the trip and share my itinerary with them. These small but essential tasks can be added as notes in the notice to keep everything organized and ensure nothing is forgotten. After adding the notice, you can easily find it pinned here on the dashboard. Just below the notice, you'll find the to-do lists section. This is especially helpful if you have a lot of tasks to manage before your trip. You can create a detailed list, prioritize tasks, and check them off as you complete them. Let's check out the note function in the dashboard. This feature allows you to easily add notes without having to visit each trip page. Whether it's a quick thought or all your important information is consolidated in one place, making it super convenient to access and manage your thoughts as you plan your travels. I'm going to add some restaurant recommendations for my Semporna trip. Having these recommendations handy will make it easier to explore the culinary scene while I'm there. Below the Quick button, you'll find the navigation bar, which gives you access to all the databases. This includes the all-in-one travel planner database that you can find on each trip page. It's designed to centralize all your trip details, like itineraries, accommodations, attractions, more, making it super easy to navigate through your travel plans. With everything in one place, you can quickly access and manage your information without any hassle. The database page also includes quick tools for use. You can find the packing checklists database here. The checklists are organized into different categories, like clothing, electronics, toiletries, and more. Inside each category, there are pre-listed items that you'll need to bring during your trip. Of course, you can always customize the categories and add more items based on your personal needs, ensuring you have everything ready for your journey. You can toggle the packing lists to keep them clean and simplified, which is especially useful when viewing on mobile. Let's check out the resources database. This is where all the notes you've added are stored. You can use the filter function to easily find notes for either upcoming trips or past trips. Whether it's important information, restaurant recommendations, or useful links, everything is organized and easy to access, so you can always stay on top of your travel plans. Next, let's move on to the widget section. One useful feature you can configure here is the weather widget using MetaBlue. This tool allows you to keep track of the weather at your travel destination, so you can plan your activities, packing the right clothes or adjusting your itinerary based on the forecast. Apart from MetaBlue, you can also use Widgetbox to customize your travel planner and give it a more aesthetic touch. With widgets like a clock, calendar, motivational quotes, and more, you can personalize your dashboard to match your style and needs. If you find the widget section unnecessary, you can easily toggle it off. The same goes for the to-do lists. If you don't need them at the moment, just toggle them to hide the section. In the Trip section, you'll find your newly added Semporna Sabah trip under the A Coming Trip tab. After your trip, you can easily change its status to the Visited, and it will automatically move to the ePast Trip tab. And if you're already thinking ahead, you can start adding trips to your bucket list for future adventures. This is all my sharing. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on more videos like this. And if you want to get your hands on this exact travel planner template, visit my Gumroad shop linked below. Also, stay tuned for my upcoming Notion course on Udemy, where I'll show you how to build the ultimate travel planner, just like the one you saw today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.